hypothetical viewers, and welcome back to Shining Force Final Conflict. I was accidentally calling it Final Conquest in the last one. It is Conflict, the Final Conflict. Which again, assuming that's the final conflict that Max was involved with, because it is not the final conflict of the series. I have switched the button configuration, so I should now consistently press the correct button. Oh, there's a chest? I'm pretty sure there was a chest here in Shining Force 2 as well, so like, you can see that this is a quite faithful recreation of the town from the original Shining Force 2. We're fighting some orcs. We still have the ooze. These houses have been, like, blown up, I guess. We're fighting whatever the hell this is. Hunter Goblin. The sprite is sort of hard to understand what it is. These are Game Gear sprites. But it's doing its best. Yeah, and we now have Ben in the party. As usual, our main character is a swordsman. And Cynthia did not join the party yet. I think she joins after this battle. But like, seriously, looking at her face portrait compared to everyone else, she looks like she's about 8 years old. So I'm like, we shouldn't bring this child into battle. That's dangerous. I think this is a map where we have to kill everyone. So I'm just going to kind of go down the center and then over to the side. Oh, and maybe I'll send Mead to get the chest because he has the highest movement. This, I will say, I also, like, a year ago, before I started doing the 2 Gaiden games, I downloaded all the like ROMs I was going to need to emulate and everything, and I did play a little bit of this one just to test it out and make sure that it would like all work correctly and the emulator would run it fine. And this battle is the last thing that I got to. I think I got to the end of this battle and I don't remember what happened. So, and also it's a year ago. Very nice battle background. I really like the Shining Force battle background. It looks great though. So past this point, this will be an adventure for me as well. I will use a guide just to make sure I get all of the secrets, because there are a couple secret characters, as is usual for Shining Force. Very good, Ben. You're starting off well. Critical hit for your first battle. But, I think there was something else I was going to say about, like, the storyline here. But yeah, we'll actually be visiting quite a lot of locations from Shining Force 2, and we won't meet any characters from it because this is set much earlier chronologically, so we're not gonna like, you know, run into Sarah and Kazan, I don't think. But you know, we'll go to these places. I don't think we actually will meet any of the like the devils or whoever, or like, you know, the plot characters. So it's sort of weird. It's like set in the locations of Shining Force 2, but it low-key has nothing to do with Shining Force 2. And weirdly, it also sort of has nothing to do with Shining Force 1. Oh, it's kind of cool that the ooze turns into a hand when it attacks. But I will say, the ooze was an enemy we first met in Shining Force 2, where it was one of the early game enemies. So, you know, like, in terms of aesthetics and locations and characters and stuff, they certainly, it's like, wow, you definitely did, in fact, blend these 2 games together, but it's just sort of odd that you did that, because it sort of makes not a lot of sense. And again, it makes Max seem like just a complete jerk, because his friends are like, oh, I wish we could see Max again, we don't know what happened to him, and he was apparently fine and just never told anyone. And that kind of worked for me at the end of Shining Force 1, because it was like, A, it wasn't clear how long after the ending that cutscene took place, so it was like, oh, maybe this is like, you know, he escaped, like, oh, I should have just attacked, I didn't realize I had 1 HP, whatever. You know, maybe this is like in the distant future, he was finally freed or something. But it still works for me in the sense of maybe he's like, oh, after all my long battles and all I've been through, like, I gotta, kind of like, Deanna in sort of Haja, where it's like, I have to go, like, find myself, you know, I'm going off on my journey. That kind of worked for me, but here it's like, you're just getting into another battle anyway, so why not at least tell your friends? Hilariously, the guide I'm using to make sure I get all the secrets is like, this is a good battle to level grind on, and I'm like, it's the second battle of the game, let's just calm down here. Seriously. Okay, let's check this chest. A quick chicken! As we all know, eating chicken makes you faster. Well-known fact. Same thing as eating milk makes you more tanky for some reason. Oh, whoops, I forgot he would one-shot that. I was like, he can weaken it. Well, he got a critical hit anyway, oh well. Mead is gonna get like no levels in this battle, sadly, because he was busy getting the treasure chest. However, Quick Chicken is a good item. All the stat boost items, you know, definitely worth getting. Ben, get back into the fray. Can't let our main character fall behind, you know, gotta get him some levels. But yeah, it's like, why didn't Max ever just contact his old friends and be like, hey, I'm still alive? You know, in Shining Force Gaiden 1, it was like, oh, it's sort of a mystery, he disappeared, and, you know, that kind of worked, because it was like, oh, you know, he's like this mysterious lost hero of legend, but now it's like, apparently he's not, he doesn't ever call people, apparently, and let them know where he is. He doesn't need another level right now. Very cool attack animation. It's also not super clear to me, I guess we'll need to go back up in a minute, how this, like just how this fits in with, like, the Saga of the Devils or whatever. Or, like, why, of all the enemies, why did they pick Mishaela? Like, there were various different sub-bosses we fought in that game. Mishaela wasn't especially important or anything. She was certainly one of them, but, like, I guess we did fight her, I think, twice, because, well, we didn't fight her directly, but we fought her minions at the Evil Circus, so maybe they were like, the Evil Circus, that's very memorable, that will make a great main villain for a game. Maybe just because she looks the most obviously similar to the devils that you meet in Shining Force 2. She's the character that's in every Shining Force game where there's just like one of the villains is a woman with like green or purple skin for some reason. And that's what the devils look like in Shining Force 2, so maybe they were like, she'll make that connection the most easily. Unclear. Excellent. We made sure Ben is not at level 1 still. He's still arguably a little behind the others because they're like level 2 and some X, but you know, he's getting there. Okay. Oh, and Mead caught up in time for us to hit the last wave of enemies, so that's nice. Knuckles still being quite pathetic because you know, it's kind of the problem here is his best way to get Exp is healing, but he doesn't have very much MP, and the only way for him to get more is leveling up, which is very hard for him to do. He's probably the character where it's like, you might need to level grind this guy. But like, on the first battle, no. Why is his attack is really bad. He only has 11 attack, and again, oh, he's finally a point ahead of the wizard though. He managed that, but that's pretty pathetic. Everyone else, he is equal to the archer, I guess. Maybe he just attacked an enemy that was like too powerful. But like, I feel like for an archer, you also expect them to have maybe slightly lower attack because it helps balance the fact that they can attack at range, which is pretty strong. Because the ranged weapons for the centaurs also are weaker than their melee weapons, because I assume for balancing purposes. You know, so it's like, it's the trade-off. Whereas Knuckles is a melee fighter. So it's like, well, you should be similar to other melee fighters. I guess Gong in Shining Force 1 kind of had this problem too. He was a little weaker, for no particular reason. Okay. Gradually working our way through this battle. Trying to get Ben some levels. Man, I may have to be more cautious. Well, we have herbs still, because we're all out of healing, because our only healer is Knuckles. Oh man. Okay, gonna have Sonette get into the fray. She's also level 2 and can use some X. Sonette's sprite seems weirdly tall compared to everyone else. It seems like she's just fucking gigantic. Paige is level 3, but also Ben is in a bit of trouble here, so, you know, just gonna bust in and rescue him a little. So he's not totally surrounded. Oh no, this guy has range. Are we gonna have to do this again already? I hope Ben gets another turn so we can help him out. Knuckles, you don't have any MP, but do you have... Ah, he does have Medical Herb. Very good. Okay, heal Ben before it is too late. Excellent, excellent. At this stage of the game, the Medical Herb does plenty. start fighting this hunter goblin. They seem, you know, their sprites in the battle screen also are really hard to like comprehend when I'm looking at. I'm like, I can see it's called hunter goblin, but it just looks like a mess. The other enemy sprites seem fairly coherent, so I don't know why the hunter goblin just looks like a blob of colors. Oh, he learned freeze. You know, I thought maybe the guide I'm using has a bit of a mistranslation because the guide is like he only learns blaze and bolt, but apparently he learns blaze and freeze actually. But that's good. You know, freeze is a good spell too. Honestly, I feel like having freeze and bolt or blaze and bolt is probably a little better because bolt has the different range. But, you know, more options is good. I think if I remember right, Hull also never learns a third spell. He'll only have the 2, so he'll be okay as a mage though, I guess. Oh wow, he only needed that 1 exp apparently. Amazing. This guy actually seems fairly dangerous. Let's use Blaze, mainly because that will definitely kill him, and then we have 1 spare Blaze. I don't want, you know, to level up just the same characters, but I also don't want us to be overwhelmed by 2 of these Hunter Goblins shooting us at once, because they do actually pack a bit of a punch. Okay. Oh man, shoot, Meat is just tearing up the town here. Okay, I was kind of hoping the Hunter Goblin would, like, step a little closer so we could more easily attack him, but, you know, we'll have 2 characters that are only level 2 and are a bit behind, but I never mind having the main character a little ahead of the rest, because they have to be in every battle, and you need to keep them alive. Alright, cutscene time. That was a short battle, it was like 10 minutes. The vehicle at the ancient temple. Are you the only one who knows how to make it move? The only one is Road. Alas, besides myself, no one else knows about it. Well, maybe Road only knows in the future. This is set in the past. Grandpa! Stay back, little 8-year-old. Cynthia, you're safe! Mishaela, at last we have found you. At last! It's been like less than a day. She didn't really go very far. Oh, it's her. She's the one who's taken my men hostage. My, if it isn't Ruburan, head of the thieves. You're caught? What a pity. Since you're of no more use to me, I wonder what will become of those hostages. Curses. What are you talking about? The minions you sent with me were weak. That's the problem. That's the reason I was caught in the first place. You'll have to get past me first. Hey, that hurts. Ruburan's not very bright either. All of these people are fairly dim. Oh ho ho ho. Too bad for you. You fools don't know how to move the caravan. You can try as hard as you like to catch up with Max, but you won't succeed. Oh ho ho ho. Maybe they need the caravan to catch up with Max, but he's not using the caravan. We'll never lose to you, Mishaela, but we'll show you and your army true defeat just like we did before. Guffaws. What? You must be joking. I, Lynx, shall defeat you pests before you have a chance. Right, Lynx. Why is his name Lynx? Oh ho ho ho, very amusing. I'd say that this is a futile struggle for you. You might as well stay here. As for this old man, we've decided to take him with us. Since you can't use the caravan, you'll have to pursue Max on foot. Ben, you must find Max quickly. Fulfill your wish with him. Adam, I entrust Ben to you. Ben is the... Tisk will hang the old man. What? Grandpa! She didn't mean it about the hanging, right? Try your best. I can't wait to see it. Oh ho ho. Ruburan is still just lying there like a useless lump. So Ben has to fulfill his wish with Max, and he's the... who knows? Presumably some sort of plot-important character. This Max everybody keeps talking about. It reminds me, before that woman came here, a guy named Max came here too. I like how he's like, it reminds me, but then all it reminded him of was, there's a guy named Max. He just seems like a total idiot. Ruburan, is that true? I can't blame you for not trusting me. I don't know why you'd make that up. But I'm a thief with dignity, not a shameless liar. I don't know about the dignity part. Ben, we've seen your strength now. You got a critical hit in that one fight. Ben, please come with us to find Max. Ben, please! Go with Adam to find Max. I'll go too, to help Grandpa. Ben bows his head in agreement. Is that all he's gonna do the entire game? Adam and the others join Ben's group. Although since they were here first, it really feels more like Ben joined their group. Like, it's sort of arbitrary that he's the main character. Ben, you will be our leader. Adam, as a veteran member of the Shining Force, knows that you always have to have a leader, and the leader should be the person who talks the least. However, Cynthia should remain here. It's for the best. She is literally a tiny child, and we should not bring her into a battle. Why can't I come along? It's too dangerous. You are an 8-year-old. What if something were to happen to you? If we save the Elder and you're not here to welcome him, imagine how heartbroken he'll be. And imagine, you know, how he'll be like, I didn't know that Shining Force used fucking child soldiers. Well then, let's go now. But that woman is dangerous. My instincts tell me she's like a demon straight out of hell. She's literally one of the devils, so I guess so. As you say, Ruburan, this is indeed a dangerous journey. However, we have no choice but to go. Your men are in danger too. We can't just stand by and do nothing. Please lead the way, Ruburan. Alright then, everybody, follow me. We're just gonna go out the gate of town like before, so really you didn't need to follow me. I know Cynthia joins at some point. Oh, I gotta say, the sprites for camp, very cool looking. Look how stylish. And we have a shop. Okay, it's only been 16 minutes, so let's check it out. Raise, cure, stats. For some reason, change is listed, promotion is listed as class, even though that's not what that does. It changes your class, but it's baffling that the label would be class. This is actually pretty nostalgic to me because we played the two other Game Gear games of this franchise on their Sega CD remake, so the party change screen didn't look like this. It looked more like what there was in Shining Force 1 and 2. But this is how it looked in the original Game Gear versions, like this somewhat more stripped down mode where you're choosing out of a list of sprites instead of like choosing from a scrolling list of the names. So here's all our friends. Need to catch these two up a bit. They fell behind quite a bit, but we'll work on that. So it's time to relight the embers. The impossible lies ahead. That was weird. Just getting poetic. Welcome, nothing but great items here. The shopkeeper looking very weird. I don't know why they didn't just reuse the shopkeeper from the other Game Gear games. Okay, so I think these are only the weapons we already have. But it won't hurt to buy some medical herbs given our dire lack of healing. So I think we should make sure, because they only cost 10 too, they're very cheap. Which, I do think part of the reason they do that is because you have so little healing at the beginning of the game, and this is a game where each enemy can actually do quite a bit of damage to you. So. Okay. Just in case. Yeah, and I guess let's just see the next battle. Might as well start off. I think these are also going to be quite short. It was a Game Gear game. Honestly, the battle backgrounds and the maps and everything, they look pretty nice for a Game Gear game. They have a charm. And I like how colorful they are. This place is dangerous. It's crawling with monsters. They outnumber us by far. We should make this quick, then hurry to my secret hideout. Ben, as Ruburan said, let's make haste. I guess we're gonna fight these randos. Is his secret hideout the tent up in the corner? It's not particularly secret. Hahaha, it looks like our victims have arrived. Capture them all. Heh, I absolutely hate these guys. This could be dangerous. I guess let's take a little peek at the map. I am kind of sad that there's apparently no longer... Oh, let's, actually, I thought that would help me, like, make the text faster, but apparently you can only turn it on or off. Oh, I guess that would be speed. Let's make it a tiny bit faster. Apparently we do not have a function to view the map, which we did in the non-Game Gear games. The shading of the mountains is pretty nice, actually. So we can see that this is also an area from Shining Force 2. which had a lot of ginormous outdoor maps, then you could also walk around on them. It had walking around parts. And overworld. So we have basically the same enemies as before, plus this little dark dwarf guy. So this is yet another Shining Forces ginormous outdoor maps where basically we'll just walk up and then there's a ton of enemies at the top. But even though this will make it a short video, I will actually break here just so we're kind of one battle per episode. You know, it's a little cleaner. The battles may be short. It's that was sort of true in Gaiden 1 and sort of Haja as well. They were handheld games, so a little more portable and succinct. But thank you for watching, hypothetical viewers. In this episode, we didn't really. I guess we met the main character and found out that he has some vague secret thing about him. Ben is the who knows what, something plot important. The Elder has been kidnapped. We can't use the caravan. We don't know where Max is. We have to set on our journey to fix all of these problems with only this collection of little weak level 1 heroes. But no doubt before long they will become the mighty Shining Force, and I think Ruburan will join the party once we rescue his peeps or whatever. So that'll be nice. So in the next episode, basically we're going to fight some monsters and then see what exactly happened to Ruburan's friends. So look forward to that, hypothetical viewers, in the next episode of Shining Force Final Conflict.